viewers. Welcome to another exciting episode of the AI People. As you can see, we are at RSA, the biggest cybersecurity conference in the world. And I have with Dan from Cork Cyber. And given that RSA is the biggest security conference, we're going to talk about AI and security, AI being the other big key. And I'm excited to dive right in. Dan, why don't you kick us off with an introduction and we can open that?
Sounds good. So nice to see you. One heck show as always.
Then you're coming from anywhere, so users up there. Combination of Disney World, Zoo,
Visiting the smartest with our shoes people. We've got it for a lot of years on. So, anyways, as you mentioned, I have the privilege of Bill Broad representing. We're a really unique company where we combine the data to the dollar. And what I mean by that is, as business owners, we're constantly thinking about two things. One is, how do we make sure that the money stays in the bank account rather than in the hands of the threat actors? And then the other thing is, how do we make sure that all of our cybersecurity tools are actually working, operating as we want, and being maximized day in, day out? Cork does that through our Vantage platform, where you aggregate all of the cybersecurity stack that a business might have. Over 105 integrations, growing of the day. And we very quickly provide all of those cybersecurity insights back to the business in an age-of-this EPI fashion, very inexpensively, so that all business owners are very intelligent, very efficient. And then we wrap it all up with financial protection, from $25,000 to $500,000, to make sure that if and when those threat actors get through, we're paying for incident response, ransomware, VIS-part scams, cybersecurity deductibles, cybersecurity insurance deductibles, things like that, that would tie directly as our cybersecurity insurance as well. So it really is about the financial protection tied to cybersecurity insights.
Yeah, makes sense? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Obviously, there is a lot at stake for companies when it comes to cybersecurity, and they need to feel actually comfortable as well. And it's a conversation that I think transcends between both the CISO and the CFO. And they need to be able to make educated, informed decisions in terms of how they want to manage the entire risk profile, both from a cybersecurity standpoint as well as finance. And at the end of the day, if an organization has a cyber incident, it's going to ultimately result in actual penalties or can be a ransomware and observations. I know there are a lot of people coming here to talk about the trends that they are observing, the cybersecurity landscape, like what really caught your attention, something that you think was very relevant for Cork Cyber?
I think there's a really cool opportunity that we see this week bubbling up aggressively. And I've been seeing it more and more in the market, especially as it pertains to small, mid-size enterprise world. Everything that's happening with managed service providers and MSSPs, IT service providers of various flavors. And that is a reaction opportunity to get ahead of what threat actors are doing, especially around AI, agentic AI. I see a lot of the threat actors doing a lot of the probing, searching, right? Like naturally, they're using the technology to find the open windows of the doors. What's super cool about what we're doing here, and where I'm actually excited about us coming together, is we have a community, a collaborative nature of technologies, human and thought process, where we're giving to one another first. We're giving to one another a lot. We're trusting in this community, and it actually allows us to stay ahead of a lot of the threat actors. Yes, we're all using AI to build it into our own tool set. We're doing a lot of things to make tools light in the hands of our customers and partners. So what's been interesting is to see is a collaborative nature, proactive collaborative. And I really like that. What's the spirit of 2026, maybe?
That's awesome. And there are a lot of vendors here, people Odyssey, and I want to learn more about how you are uniquely positioned to solve the problems for your customers, especially the big markets. Are you being they are a little bit more exposed from a cybersecurity standpoint? And they are the ones to suffer a lot about the catastrophe losses?
Yeah, great question. I originally dropped out of college and has started a house painting company. That was my first business many, many moons ago. So my parents own a restaurant. My sister runs rural vaccine facilities. Like, you really do think about small and mid-sized businesses first and foremost. That's close to my heart. I think that's truly where a lot of it's what keeps this country, these countries really wanted. And so, but later on in my career, I ended up going to build a business at Tal, and then I built an international business at AWS, Green Beach Assy. And I got to see how much money and cybersecurity resources uh, the enterprise has. Wall Street is just fine. They have the trillions of dollars. They have the massive teams. They'll be okay. And so my concern was really, what can we do to support SM? And that's where Cork Cyber is uniquely positioned, and why I love our business and our customers and partners so much. With over 6,000, 6,500, whatever the status, cybersecurity solutions today, endpoint solutions, various platforms, however you want to talk about it. Cork really sits above that and partners with all of them. We aggregate all of those technologies, and we believe that managed service providers and modern business can choose whatever endpoint solutions or products are best for their needs because there's so many great ones, right? Um, our business model is that we're going to connect with all of them in an ageless API fashion very swiftly, and then make sure that we're closing the windows and doors between those technologies. And most importantly, for the clients in the endpoints, because it's so hard to manage these tools well, right? It's so hard to manage every single person in every single business. And as you know, people are naughty and they click things and they don't mean to. Naughty or not naughty, things just happen, right? The bread actors keep getting better and better about, putting the donut on the plate when asking you to take a bite out of it. So the Cork is pretty darn good at autonomously closing those doors, helping remediate a lot of those things by just leveraging the investments that modern businesses have already made, making sure that they're getting the most out of it. At the end of the day, again, it's the business owners, C-suite are thinking about the money in the bank account. Do we have enough to sustain threat activity X? And that's really where Fork comes to shine because we write those checks and or make sure that cyber insurance is there to follow through.
And it's kind of scary. At least in the last 3 days, I've been coming to RSA. I've across multiple channels like social media, text message, call. I've received 10 unsolicited like proposals or whatever, right? I've been like sent links, etc. So as you rightly find out, it's becoming more and more difficult for individuals and businesses as well, right? To be able to stay on top of these vectors. But RSA is one platform that brings together the right sort of people so that we can formulate some solutions and figure out how to lead to change. What would be one key takeaway that you want to our prospects, customers to walk away from RSC and us? Or how do they go back with conviction that they can stay on top of some of these more news now?
Yeah, great question, Stacey. Be convicted that there is room in this world, 2026, for love and for oneness. The intersection of people, technology, cybersecurity, money, it's happening right now. And the more that we lean in and invest into our customer, into solutions and asking the questions, ostrich head out of sand, looking around, going, how can we solve these things together? The faster we get to the solutions. I'm seeing it here. I see it every week in our business, and we're some of the great strategic business partners we get to work with. And the people that benefit are either the accounting firms, the construction companies, the donut shops of the world that we live in.
That's awesome. Thanks so much. I mean, one word, if you would sum up your RSA 2026 experience for Baffy. Jamming. Is it jamming? Jamming. Okay. And that's it. Thank you so much, Dan, for your time today. And I It was a pleasure talking to you for the IP.